Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and today I want to talk about a few core exercises, few mistakes that happen when you're training your core, and some short routine that you can do in order to hit all your core muscles. Okay, so before we're gonna start, we need to understand how your core work in general and what's the muscle group that you're trying to train, right? So basically, the core or kind of the midsection have four major muscles, right? So the first one is the transversus abdominis, which is a very, very deep muscle. It goes from your spine to the belly, so it's basically creating a belt. Okay, and this is basically what's stabilizing your spine and holding your posture straight, right? Then you have the internal and external obliques, which is basically a muscle that goes on the side. They go like diagonally like this and like this, and they are mainly responsible for rotation movements. And then you have rectus abdominis, which is basically the muscles here, and this is the six packs or the eight packs when people have, when they build them. This is the muscle that's basically responsible for flexing your spine, right? So you have a belt, which is the belt muscle, which is stabilizing your spine. You have the obliques, which working on rotation movement, and then you have the rectus abdominis muscle, which basically flexing your spine, right? So whenever you do or want to work on your abs, it's a good idea to kind of hit all of them in all the layers, right? So that's why you want to have a stability exercise, you want to have a rotation exercise, and you want to have a spine flexion exercise, all right? And that's why, for example, if you're coming to our functional conditioning classes, you know that many times we have a 3 exercise sequence, which is basically a plank, kind of a rotational movement, which is either a bicycle crunch or a Russian twist, and a regular crunch or a variation of it, right? So you can have a normal crunch with a reverse crunch or something like that, right? So let's cover all 3 of them so you get more idea how you do it. Okay, so the plank, you probably know, it's just your ability to hold your body flat. So you go on your elbows or on your hands and just hold the position. Now the goal here is not to crush in and not to lift your butt up. You want to stay completely straight. You want to feel that your core is tight, and you want to suck your belly button in. All right, so you're holding it here, and obviously if you can get to like the minimum time for holding that one is like 30 seconds. If you want to go higher, you can, but 30 seconds is like a bare minimum to get to a point where you're getting tight, you're getting enough work for this muscle group. Okay, so that works on the belt muscle. Now for the obliques, it's any rotational movements, right? So in order to do that, I'll give you 2 ideas that you can work on. First of all is the bicycle crunch. So get your hands like 90 degrees. I'm gonna hands behind your back, behind your head, all right? And you're doing a rotational movement. So you're extending one leg and touching with the elbow to the opposite knee, and you switch, okay? So you want to get to a point where you feel that you have a rotation rotation movement, and you're crunching up. So it's kind of it's a diagonal movement, okay? So left, right, that's hitting your obliques. And now the crunching movement is where you want to flex your spine, right? So you're lying down here, and you probably know the crunch that you do. Now let's cover some mistakes that happen. It's a common mistake that happens when people working on the crunching movement, right? So again, because this muscle is located somewhere from the sternum to like your lower ab, right? Hold all this distance. That's where the muscle is activated. So you want to focus on activating this only this part, right? So what you want to do is you want to get your sternum, get your sternum to your hip, right? You want to shorten this distance. So it means you're going down and you want to crunch up, okay? Common mistake that happens is that in this position, people go up till here and go down. Now the problem with this is that this muscle group actually working only the first part, the crunching part. Now as soon as you continue working higher, it's actually activating your hip flexor, and this is a muscle you don't want to train. It's actually a muscle, if you're practicing yoga or you do stretching, you know that there's a big focus on actually stretching this muscle, because if you sit a lot during the day, this muscle is getting very tight anyway, and if you do a full crunch when you go from the bottom up, you're actually activating the hip flexor, and then that's not the most beneficial way to focus on specifically your ab muscles, right? So remember, again, let's just summarize it. So you have 4 different muscles, right? So you have the belt, you have the obliques, you have the rectus abdominis here. You want to work on stability, which is stabilizing your spine. You want to work on rotation, and you want to work on proper spine flexion. And I actually gave you 3 exercises that you can start working on them. You know, work on either 30 seconds each one of them. If you want to work on repetitions that go for 30 seconds of a plank, then 10, 10, 12, 12, 15, 15, 20, 20, as much as you feel is good for you for the numbers. And that's about it. Hope it helps you to improve your core strength and in general avoid some mistakes that you can do in core training. And that's it for today. If you have any questions, leave them below in the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.